B-side word. Man, you had like 40 minutes to decide which one was next.
Can I go?
Yeah,
We have to do them all,
go.
right?
Okay. My article titled it "Future is Here" because I have no idea what to call it. Basically, Elon Musk has just announced the first person who's going to be manning his flyby the moon aimed for 2023. The guy is a Japanese billionaire. I'm going to butcher this name, so forgive me. It's called Yasuka Maezawa. Probably got it wrong.
Sounds good.
He's a 42-year-old Japanese billionaire. Now, what interests me about this isn't necessarily the fact that he's going to be on the first flyby. It's how he wants to do it, and then just his background. So, the reason that he's going to be the first person is he's putting up a significant portion of the funding used to build the shuttle.
Right. I was wondering how he
seems like, it seems like he's been given. He's getting the only. I don't know how many people are going on it, but he's taken 6 to 8 people with him. So I don't know if this is just going to be him and his people or not. But the people he wants to take are all like artists and creatives because he thinks it's part of his project. I've forgotten what it's called. But he thinks it's going to give people a really good perspective. Like when creatives get up there and they can see the world from that perspective and see the moon from that perspective, like it's almost like their feedback's going to be more important than other people.
Like who? I wonder, like who?
Well, I think he wants to take like musicians, artists, like creative types. But what really interested me was the guy's background. So he's a Japanese billionaire, 42. The reason he's sort of shot to fame, I think he's the 14th richest in Japan, is he's very non-traditional. So in Japan, they're very traditional as a culture. They like to stick to societal structures and all this. They don't like it when someone is very flamboyant with their wealth and all that kind of stuff. And he went very much the opposite way. So like even when he was young, he got into I think it was a punk band or a rock band or something.
Oh,
Ended up signing a record deal. But what really set him off was he started a clothing retailer. And he wants this to be the biggest clothing retailer in the world. He's stated. I think by 2024 or something, he wants it to be that.
What's called?
The name?
Zozo, I think it is.
Oh.
But this is where it gets interesting, and this is what I love about what he's introduced, is his company, they've come up with the Zozo suit. It was released this year. And the Zozo suit is a suit, think of like an all-in-one bodysuit from the neck down that you put on.
Yeah.
And that suit, you put it on, they have an app. It's a black suit with white dots all over it.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
On that app, it scans you, you do like a spin, it scans you, and then you order your clothes custom fit to your size. And I just thought that's a ridiculously revolutionary way to do clothing.
That's cool.
And I foresee this being something that's probably implemented among, especially now this guy has been shot into the global attention because of this Elon Musk thing. I could see other companies starting to adopt this kind of, like, I don't know what the patent side of it all is, but I feel like it's,
that's
this,
insane.
To me,
so
he's extremely interesting.
So just back to the Zozo suit. So you put it on, and
you know, when you have you ever seen like them making a video game?
Yes.
And they have the black
green,
suit with all the white dots on them, and they track. Imagine one of those, but a cheap version.
No, I can see it
so
here, but
it's got white dots on it.
I can
you can
see a
it,
picture.
okay.
But so who do you custom order from? Just his company, or is this from?
That's for his company. But his company has like it's been up since 2004. They've got like tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of garments. Like it's a big company.
I wonder if they're all expensive to buy from them. If they're custom making every.
I don't know, but what is interesting as well is because he's this flamboyant wealth, but like he loves to show off his cars, all this kind of stuff. Especially the younger people over there, they absolutely love it, and it's so foreign to them, someone doing this, because it's so against their culture. So I wonder if that also has impact. Seeing how successful he is and being so out of the norm, will it be something that encourages youth, particularly to? I don't know. I just feel like this story, there's a lot of angles. I don't know where to go.
This
is
is
$200
so cool.
for a Zozo suit.
200 American dollars?
US dollars, yeah.
Okay, they've got the prices here, so it doesn't look like you pay extra for. So, like a lady's top is like $28 US dollars.
So, yeah.
So you buy the suit, if
jeans
you're
for
always going to shop
$58.
from them.
That's good.
So if you're going to shop from them, you get your suit, and then every time you get clothes, and that also then works if you change shape as well. Like if you put on weight, lose weight, whatever, you just throw your suit back on, scan you.
That is
Custom
so
fit clothes.
cool.
All right.
I don't know how it works from a cost side.
You get it sent out to you. The
Yeah, they send you.
The suit.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you can just.
What are you going to say, Max?
This is
Dan
amazing.
wants one.
I'm
I want
gonna
one.
get one.
I want one too.
When I was in Thailand, right, I paid £130 for a suit, which was like in England would have cost 500-600. Like it was cashmere fitted, all the everything. It was so nice.
Cashmere.
Cashmere.
It was.
Someone's rolling.
I've lost the trousers now, which is bad.
You've lost the trousers. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So I have half a nice suit now. I think they call it a blazer. Most people. I have a blazer
Yeah.
from Thailand.
Same thing happened.
Okay,
Yeah.
how did you lose the trousers?
I mean, I wish I knew. I travel a lot between places, and somehow after traveling a lot between places, I went to put my suit on again. I was like, "Where's my trousers to the suit?" And I didn't have them. But anyway, I've got the details of the people that I got the suit from. Like, I have their card, and they said like, "If you ever want to order, you can." But I know I've changed shape. And when I got it fitted last time, they fit it like a little bit too big, and then you go in again the next day, and then they measure and do all the last like minor tapering. So I don't know if they can still do that because I've changed a bit. If I order the suit, it might not fit as well, and then I can't send it back to Thailand. But if I have
get
this
this
suit,
suit,
then
yeah.
maybe I can be like, this is exactly what I am.
You
I
can
tailor it.
screenshot them all your measurements.
That's actually quite cool.
I feel like this will be
That's
something
cool.
that will be common,
To be
unless
honest, doesn't
it doesn't
as
work
well.
for whatever
I think
reason.
it
I
is.
imagine
The
it's
only
to
thing
be
I think
common
could beat
practice.
it is cameras might do it for you. Like cameras might get good enough to, with depth perception and everything, you can just take a picture one way and the other, and it will be enough.
So it would have
Well,
to be
they've
this. It would have to be the like iPhone's camera with their 3D
Yeah.
modeling.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that can beat it, because this is the only thing this falls down on is you have to buy the product, right?
Yeah.
And it's not super
I could
accessible
imagine.
to everyone.
I could imagine in the future it could be something that gets sent. Like I don't know, like you pay a membership to a company and they just
Yeah,
send.
but I just think cameras will beat it. That's my theory. I'm putting it out there. I think this is an amazing idea though, but my guess is cameras win.
Yeah.
Well, they've
Or
got that
lasers.
360 camera thing, like in the shopping centres, where you step in and it's like you have to stand, and it takes a 360 thing and tells you all your measurements and that. I went in it. and
This
tried
is.
it.
Awesome.
I think when you look at the cameras will beat it, it's got to be a sense of like at home convenience, isn't it? Because like this is what this is
Yeah.
at home convenience of not having to go and.
Yeah, shops.
So
will
like
disappear.
as you said, like iPhones, that camera could probably do it now. To be honest.
It's not.
in terms of-
have you seen the app where it can measure things? Have you got the app with the camera?
That's
but I
for
don't
the
mean that.
golf.
I
Have you
mean-
seen that's for they use that for golf?
You're talking about augmented reality.
Yeah. So like they
Oh, do they?
yeah, so you know what driver to use or what club to use. So if you don't know how far you want, yeah. So they
Oh, that's
That's
interesting.
cool.
That's
That's really cool.
yeah.
used to be able to have to make a choice, and now you found there's a voyeur.
Well,
Oh.
yeah,
No, I
like,
was thinking
you still
from,
got to hit the ball.
Maxie, from
Yeah, but like I want to.
was all part of the game, wasn't it, Steve?
That was part of the game strategy.
Yeah.
You just use the
Can you
better
get
clubs.
can you get
Now
a
your
robot to hit
phone
the
is
ball
giving
for you
the
as well?
advantage.
That's true.
It's a good point. Like, at what point? Where does it stop?
Yeah.
Do you have like a robot swing your arm for you? Or that's too easy? Hey Siri, swing my arm. Okay, Maxie. Oh. Siri just woke up.
you just made me have a thought. Is there a golf playing robot? Do you think you could build that?
Wow.
Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. It's easy.
Like, surely there's got to be a robot that you could program. Like, it could read wind speeds and all that, and then you. How
Why are you
hard to hit
talking
it,
like,
whack.
oh my god, we've just come up with the best idea?
No, I just wondered. Could you make a?
You should get on that.
Could you make a robot that could get 18 on a round of 18?
No,
Why not?
because the wind. They can't even predict the weather, let alone the wind at that 100 meters away. That's not gonna happen.
Future.
5-0.
You can make a robot ball maybe that can roll in like on Space Jam.
You know,
Just make the hole bigger.
These are the dumbest conversations I've ever had.
the flyby on the moon. the actual shuttle mission that he's going to
Oh,
go on,
yeah,
or the
the
tourist
flyby,
flyby
yep,
that
yep.
he's going to go on. Do you think that would be a significant thing amongst the general public, or do you think we're sort of immune to stuff like that now?
Immune.
I feel like we're kind of immune, but it's still incredible, and like everyone will be talking about.
Like there's stuff that happens in the world now. Unless you search for it, you will not know it happened. Like I went onto YouTube and looked up latest things, latest news, whatever, and then I saw on there was a 1,400 kilogram cow. Did anyone hear about that in Australia?
The big cow,
the big fat cow.
Don't you put it on the list?
Yeah, but did you know? Like, would you have known that if I didn't put it on there? What I'm trying to get at, like, there is so much things happening in the world that I don't know if this will. I don't know. This might be trending for an hour on Twitter or something, and then someone will go on and a cat would jump out and like jump from one building to another, and that'll be more news than circling around the moon. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, I don't think it's gonna be.
No.
And when you think about it, like when you look back to, obviously I wasn't there, but moon landing, when you look back at the footage and that, it seems like it was quite like a world-stopping event. Like people stopped to watch and see. And I feel like, I don't know if there's, I feel like the only thing that we have that for now is possibly negative stuff. Like, and as you said, it's temporary. Like if there's a big terrorist attack, for like another 9/11, that I think could stop the world. But that's obviously
but the
not
difference
positive.
it is now is that when you watch TV, it's like you don't have 5 channels to choose from. Like you can put your attention wherever you want.
Yeah.
Like any part of any country, and like you can just go so many places. The options, but back even when I was a kid, like I'll turn the TV on and I'll have 5 or 6 channels, and 2 of them I couldn't see properly, so I could only choose like what they told me to watch almost. You know?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
To build on to Maxie's one, right? Back when we were growing up, there was video shops, and you had to hire a video out, right? And you're like,
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster, and you'd be like, oh man, I've got to pick the right movie.
I used to
I'm
love
gonna
that
take
place.
my time to go down these
Yeah,
aisles
you take your
and make
time.
sure, because my parents said you get to pick one. You get to pick one, make sure it's the right. So you're walking around, you're going, ooh, I can save that for next week. I go on Netflix and I start watching a movie and I go, this is boring. Next.
All right.
Next.
The most ridiculous thing I've ever done. Mission Impossible, the latest one. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
No.
I watched it with 15 minutes to go. Bearing in mind, 10 minutes of that point was probably credits. I turned it off. I was just like, I got to it. I was like, nah, not feeling this. Turned it off.
What, with 15 minutes to go?
15 minutes to go.
Because literally, I was watching it with 15. Like I looked and I was like, how long's left in this? And I was like, I have no idea what's going on. Like this just hasn't. Like I'm desensitized to watching things. Like
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I sat down and watched something. Like
Today.
I'm always doing multiple things. I can't.
Let's go to the cinema.
That's probably the only time I'll sit down without being on my phone or something.
No matter what film it is, I'll enjoy it 10 times more in the cinema.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree. I
That's
agree
just
with that.
Something
I agree with
about because then all your senses, it's like it takes up your senses, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When it's in front of you, if you don't, it's hard for you to get like oh, I've got this phone that can play me. Sometimes I watch 2 things at the same time. I'm watching like a.
Dev's like that.
I watch football and a movie at the same time very often. That's
Like we'll put on a TV show and straight away, like it's like, oh, okay, it's just started, so I'll pick up my phone and then I hear all these like sounds and I'm like, Dev, are you even watching? Like, put down your phone.
Wait. She'd ask me, she goes, what's happened? And I'd tell her word for word what's happened. She's like, yep, you're up to speed.
I don't know how you do that.
She doesn't like how you know that. That's not the point.
If I'm watching a movie at home, I'll have like a little snack, and just sit down and watch it. My phone will be in my room. Everything's in my room. Just watching a movie.
Oh, you need to do
CJ's
that.
got it.
I wish.
Put your phone to your room.
That's something I want to train myself on, is being able to do that.
Because
The superpower
I did that once,
of this
once.
generation is single tasking. If you can single task, then you'd achieve a lot.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
It's funny. The generation before, 2 generations before, it was about multitasking. It was about doing as many things as you.
Well, we still do that
Yeah.
anyway as mums, but yeah.
oh, for just throw that in there. Like we don't
Just throw it in
I
multitask.
feel like
My girlfriend Melody is the queen. She's very good at single tasking. Like she only does one thing at a time. So
Jack
when
of
we
all
watch
trades, master of
if I sit down and watch a movie with her, she's like, if I touch my phone, it's like she'll pause it, be like, okay, we'll wait for you to finish what
Yeah,
you're
that's
doing.
what I feel like. That's what I do. I'm
Sorry.
like, what are you doing? Like, do you want to watch or you're not
But
watching?
I fully like. I love the way she does it. Like, and when she studies, it's like she will block out 10 hours tomorrow and be like, I am studying. Like,
Wow.
no, nothing. She won't be on her phone or anything. Not touch it once. So I will message her and she won't reply for like however long. I have to call her if I want. If she says I'm studying, I have to call her, but she won't. She won't look at her phone.
Oh wow.
Wow.
That's
excellent.
discipline.
Yeah.
She is
Massive discipline.
Like when I was
very,
with you today, I had my
very
phone on.
like.
Yeah.
But I think what's good with her,
That was
what
on
she
my
said
phone.
is like that.
I
She's
don't-
never like let herself
What?
get into the phase
on my
of
phone.
not doing it that way. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
never got into the phase of doing it that way.
like